morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here today. Very excited to tell you about this story. Might have heard of it, maybe not, but this one's about Jesus and his whole gang, the 12 disciples. Well, Jesus knew that his time on earth was drawing to a close, and so in some of his final moments, he wanted to spend some quality time with some of his closest friends, his disciples. They gather in an upper room of a home. Now, it was during a time on the calendar that they knew as Passover.
Jesus, hey man, we're at dinner, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, did you not notice the artist back there doing the finishing touches on this little shindig that we've got going on over here? He's painting all of us. You're telling me you don't think that this moment right here is not going to appear in paintings that get put in church walls and over dinner tables for centuries to come? This is going to be a Passover they remember. Now, what in the world is Passover, you might ask? Well, it's a very special time for members in the Jewish community who look back on their journey from slavery to freedom. And you might know some of these stories. The stories of Moses, the Pharaoh in Egypt who wouldn't let the Israelites go, the 10 plagues that happened, and of course, Moses parting the Red Sea. So the Passover is a time of remembering, sharing in stories and in food and fellowship with the community as they celebrate what God has brought them through. Now back to our story. So Jesus was with his disciples for this Passover meal, and he wanted to tell them what was going to happen. Guys, someone here is going to betray me, and I'm going to die. But 3 days from now, I will rise from the dead and rejoin all of you. They all looked around, very frightful, one by one responding,
"What? Certainly not I, Lord." "One of us, you say? Well, Jesus, it's not me."
Now, Jesus, it could never be me, you hear? It could never be me, okay? Never.
"Well, surely you don't suspect me. It's not me, is it, Jesus?" Jesus did not say who would betray him. Instead, he gathered a bowl for washing and a cloth for cleaning, and he kneeled down as he served his companions as he washed their feet. When Jesus came to Peter, Peter said, "Stop! You can't wash my feet. It should be me washing yours." "Peter, you don't understand what I'm doing right now, but soon you will." Peter was overwhelmed by emotion and loved Jesus so much. He said to Jesus, "Then don't just wash my feet. Wash my hands and my head too." After having washed all of the disciples' feet, they all sat down for the Passover meal. When they began, Jesus took a piece of bread and breaking it, he said, "This is my body, broken for you. Take it and eat it." They all ate with one another, telling stories of the days that had passed them by, and laughed and joyfully shared with one another. Then, when the meal was through, Jesus took a cup of wine and picked it up. "Now, drink this, for this is the new covenant and a promise that I will be with you once again. For those who take of this covenant are forgiven of their sins, and I know that we will all share this drink of the fruit of the vine in God's kingdom once more." Soon they were all happy and full, but still filled with many questions. Jesus was going to go to a garden to pray, but before leaving, he told his disciples, "Everyone, soon we will not be together anymore." Peter was heartbroken and told Jesus, "Jesus, even if all of the others leave you, I will never leave you, Lord." "Peter, before the rooster crows, you will pretend as if you do not know me 3 separate times." "Lord, I would I would never do that to you. At least I don't think I would. But sure enough, Peter would deny Jesus 3 times. This is a really sad story because we know where it leads to. We know that it ends up with Jesus dying on the cross. But the good side of the story is that it gives us a glimpse onto the beautiful friendship that Jesus has with his 12 disciples. But we know where the story leads. We know how the story ends. And I am so tempted. As you know, I always am so tempted to start the next chapter of this story. But it's going to have to wait until next time. Until then, be kind, do good, and love your neighbors.